Most businesses are stuck in the past. They're relying on word of mouth, they're relying on random Facebook posts, or they're just waiting there for something cool to happen and for business to come in their doors. But unfortunately, hope is not a strategy. Now, it's actually very easy to get ahead of them in some areas because 99% of them, they don't even do the bare minimum. In this video, we're going to go over a few different ideas for things that you're able to implement for your business that will help you stand apart from your competition in a way that helps you get more customers. Because at the end of the day, a business can only sustain itself if it continues to get more sales. Now, I've worked with dozens of local businesses, all the way from pet boarding companies to law firms, and I'll tell you that this really applies to every type of industry. But as you'll notice, there are some that are very easy to implement that you can do right now without even a budget. So let's get started. The very first thing you need to do for your local business is to make sure that you have control of your Google Business Profile. So what is a Google Business Profile? Well, whenever you do a search on Google Maps and you see a business on Google Maps, that is actually fed through the Google Business Profile. So it's extremely important because if you do not show up on Google Maps, guess what? People are going to go to your competitors. So if you're able to control your Google Business Profile, right? And that's as simple as going to the Google page for Google Business Profile and making sure that you're able to verify your details, you're going to be able to show up on Google Maps. And once you are then able to navigate through your profile, you're able to optimize it. You're able to add images, you're able to add descriptions, and you're even able to ask people for reviews. For our second point, we have reviews, right? Specifically the reviews on Google. And I'm not talking about Facebook reviews. I'm not talking about Yelp reviews. Those are nice to have, but guess what? Most people are looking for businesses as a result of doing a search on Google. So what you want to do is focus on getting a lot of reviews from your customers on Google. That way, whenever someone looks for businesses in their area, you're not going to be that one business with one review. You're going to be that business with 1,000 or more reviews, right? Here's a very important point. You don't need 5-star ratings overall, right? You do not need a 5.0 with 1,000 reviews because the truth is that a lot of people are going to find that inauthentic. And the truth is that, you and I, if we see a business with a 4.0 rating with 1,000 reviews, we're probably going to prefer that business with a 4.0 and 1,000 reviews over a business that has a 5.0 and 10,000 reviews, right? Because we know that not everyone can be perfect. So when you're trying to get reviews, don't try to ask your friends and family for reviews, which is actually against Google's policies. Ask your customers to leave some reviews with feedback on what it is that you can do to improve, as well as maybe their experiences working with your business. And you'll notice that a lot of people, they're going to appreciate a business that is able to get authentic feedback from their customers. Now, for a third point, if you have a local business and you fall under one of these categories on Google Local Services, you need to make sure that you're implementing Google Local Services for your business. The Google Local Services platform, which we refer to as Google LSA, it's a program in which you actually have to get vetted by Google, right? So Google is going to ask you for your background information, for your business information, insurance information, etc. And once you go through the process, you're able to show up as a Google Local Service ad, right? You're able to run your business under Google Local Services ads. And the reason you want to do this is that you actually will show up above the traditional Google search ads. And the best part is that you only pay whenever you get a good contact, right? And it happens that sometimes you'll get a bad lead, and guess what? In most cases, Google will actually give you a credit because you may have gotten a bad lead. So look into Google Local Services. It's something that I know a lot of businesses, like law firms, maybe some professionals, they don't like to do it because it's so much information that sometimes they'll ask of you. But trust me, if you're able to do it, you're going to get a lot more high quality leads, and it's not going to be that expensive. Now, for the fourth point, we want to make sure that we are creating short form video content for the business. And you can share this on platforms like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and many more. Now, it's important to keep in mind that you don't need to buy like the $3,000 camera, the $1,000 lens, or hire a company that's going to charge you $2,000 to $3,000 a month to create this content. You're able to get your phone out, record yourself with some good lighting and audio, and trust me, people are going to come across your business and they might see a humanized brand that really is what you want to get out there, right? I know that you're able to get stock footage online. I know you're able to get stock images online, but trust me, if you're able to show your team in video, it's going to do a much better job of getting people to say, oh, I want to speak to them. They look comfortable in their own shoes at their job. I feel like I can go there and speak with them, which is what you want. You do not want people to think, oh, like these guys look too corporate, especially when you're a small business. You don't want to look too corporate. You want to look very welcoming, very approachable. So make sure that you're implementing short form video for your social media platforms. Now, number 5, you want to make sure that if you are able to present an offer to the people within your area, that you're doing it, right? And the reason is that, look, if there are a bunch of different competitors in the area, the people are going to potentially go to the one that has the best offer, right? Especially now where we have a lot of increased costs with inflation and whatnot. If someone could provide you a really good offer on something that you really need, guess what? You might go after and accept that offer. So, for example, if you are able to provide a buy one, get one free, provide a buy one, get one free. If you're able to provide a free consultation, whereas, everyone else in the industry is charging a fee, try to promote that free consultation. But do it in a way so that people know that this is something that you specifically are offering, so that they see you as providing added value, right? That way you're able to differentiate yourself from the competition that might be charging you normal price. Like I said, right now, there's a lot of people looking for these deals, and these deals might be able to help you set yourself apart. Now, for number 6, we need to make sure that whenever we get some people coming in the door, whether they become a client or not, that we're adding them to our mailing list, right? So why is this important? Look, if you give someone a quote for $1,000 for some different type of product, guess what? Not everyone has the money to be able to make a purchase today. But if you add them to a mailing list and you continuously send them a newsletter like every month, for example, maybe 6 months down the road, they're ready to make a purchase and they remember you because you're always in their inbox. Do not just take that person's information and leave it there to just, get lost at some point. Make sure to use a different platform for email marketing, for text message marketing, and send these people marketing messages, provided that they give you their consent, so that way you're able to generate that top of mind awareness because you're always in their inbox, you're always in their direct messages. And last but not least, number 7, we want to make sure that we have a really good, effective landing page. So why is this important? If you have Google, if you have Facebook, if you have Instagram, and you're telling everyone, contact me for a free quote, contact me for a free quote, but you take people to a page that has so many different things, it has photos, it has images, it has, a quiz, whatnot, you want to make sure that you are providing people the best experience for them to get in touch with you, right? So if you're telling them, look, contact me for a free consultation, make it super easy for them to get in touch with you. And when it comes to landing pages, a landing page is meant to be a page that is where people will land, hence the landing page, from which they are able to be provided with 1 or 2 calls to action, right? We like to go and provide the phone call to action and the form submission call to action. So what that means is that if someone lands on a landing page, they will see a button that says call now for an appointment, or they'll see a form that says request a consultation. If you're able to let people know, look, give us a call here or fill out this form, they're much more likely to do that. If you take them to a page that has so many things going on with it, people are gonna take forever to figure out what it is that you want them to do. So do not use a normal website, use a landing page so that way people are taking the action that you want them to take. So even if you just do 2 or 3 of these things, the truth is, even though you're going to be ahead of your competition, you might not be able to get enough calls coming in your way for you to be able to get a lot more sales. And that is where paid advertising comes into play. But here's the thing, if you're going to run ads on Facebook, Instagram, or Google, you need to make sure that you know what you're doing. And chances are, if you are an owner operator and you're doing stuff at your job, but chances are, if you're working within your business, you already have a lot to handle. The last thing you want to do is start taking courses for how to run ads on Google and Meta. So that's where we come in. If you're looking for a marketing agency that knows how to get people to call your business, that way you're able to speak to them and convert them into new clients, then contact us for a free discovery call. We specialize in helping businesses run different ads on Google, Facebook, and Instagram so that people who are actually looking for them online contact them and not the competition. Now, after that, check out this video over here where I talk about how it is that you can avoid making the same mistakes that businesses have made when it comes to lead generation. Because lead generation, that practice of getting people to call you, it's a lot tougher than you think. So thank you very much for checking out this video. If you have any comments, add them below, and I'll see you on the next one.